Ach oder die Klasse Shadodza, Kaiblara, Sasitri Mishantish, Noba Mazai, Pshakotkeresh, Pshakotkan Resh, Murda di Adigabza, Yablagana Kokumshus for beginners. Welcome for beginners. This is John T. Misha. Today is February the 15th. This is our Circassian course for beginners, and we are just going to get into it today. All right. So let's go. All right. Based on feedback from the other class, I've cleaned up the slides a little bit just to make them easier to read and little bit less informationally dense. We know all this stuff on this slide. If you don't know, if you don't know this by now, go see a doctor, mental health, physical health, brain health, because we've covered this for a long time. So we're going to skip that. And now we're going to go into a new verb. Okay, so everybody open their microphones. Okay. Class. Mus'alim. Wasmanch. Mus'alim, the boy. Abu, he. Abu. Khajabs yashaw. Abe khajabs yashaw. Pajqa, paj. Sit abe yashawra. Khajabs. Hamras ala.
Khajabs.
Khajabs. Abe vempu thawra.
Hawa.
Hawa. Abe terminator yashawra. Hawa. Abe sit yashawra.
Abe khajabs yashaw.
Abe khajabs yashaw. Abe khajabs yashaw. Muhammad. We pesham dej in your room. We pesham dej. What's the pshawra?
Actually, I didn't understand.
We pesham dej in your room. What's the pshawra?
Suretim Salhaura.
Was surat bothaw, sa surat sothaw, was surat bothaw, was surat bothaw. What pshawra surat hamra vimpu?
Se suretim Solhaw.
Surat bothaw. Haya. I presentantium shish, what's it pshawra?
Sasuratum soflaw.
Surat sit what the surat here?
Nartker surat.
Nartker. Situ halamatar. Wa terminator pshawra wa?
Hawa.
Hawa. Our nartker as pshawra. So this is slawfano we surat here.
Si surat.
So this is slawfano. Tell me I cannot. Pshawfqam. Tell me.
Pshawfqam.
Pshawfqam. I cannot see. Lalina. Wa haya yasurat him pshawra wa? What's it pshawra?
Screen. I don't know how to say that.
Как по-русски? Экран.
Экран social.
We ekranem bosaw. We ekranem bosaw. She sees her screen. Erdem.
That Jonty.
Was ala tsuk pshawra?
Das jala tuk tukhawa.
Was ala tsuk bosaw. Janok, wa khajabs tsuk pshawra?
How is the word for girl?
Khajabs.
Khajabs Sohawra.
وخجبز بوثاو. ساري خجبز سوثاو. وخجبز بوثاو. ستناي. زكي بكرة. وست ثاورة شالة حمرنومين.
شالة
شالة بوثاو.
سخاغ
ماليش.
سرجانتي
موسرت ويشباغم يتو ست ثاورة.
أذكر عاقم يجي
موسرت ويشباغم يتو. The picture behind موسرت ويشباغم يتو وست ثاورة.
س جيخ سوشاو
جيخم بوثاو.
جيخم
جيخم
سوشاو
بوثاو. دلعة.
ست
فمبوخر ثاوانوبا.
هوا س ومبوخر سلوغ
وست ثاوانوبا.
س نوبا س وش سوتلاو
وش بوثاو. وش بوثاو. ساري وش ثاورة.
هوا
قجاء.
وري وش بوتلاوقم
ثاورقم.
تلاوقم.
Thawrkum. Remember, to make it negative, we just take the question form, we drop that and we add the qum. Thawrkum. Thawrkum. Aliyah.
انت
وزق ورا حلمت ثاوانوبا.
حلمت مرست.
Interesting.
انت ايميل كود لغوا نوبا.
Oh, email quad ثواش نوبا. We email her حلمت.
انت
Quad حلمت.
كود حلمت.
The most amazing, interesting thing, I'm sure. All those worksheets.
Exactly.
Yeah. قزقروقة. نتاي. Natai? He's frozen. Okay, Dimaza. Si prezitantium was ست ثاورة. ست ثاورة.
Ar خجبس يساو.
Sa خجب سوثاو.
Se خجبس سوشاو.
مسترتم شش خت خجبز يثاو. خت.
Ar.
خت ار.
Osmanş.
وسمانش باج. راشي ست وسمان ثاورة. ست وسمان ثاورة.
Osman خجبس يساو.
وسمان خجبز يثاو. كيريل. وسمان ثاورة.
انت س عثمان سوشاو.
وسمان بوثاو. ست يجري بثاورة. ست يجري بثاورة.
يجري يجري. What is يجري?
What more do you see? Yeshua.
Okay. س حجب سوشاو.
ووسمان وبوثاو يجري خجبز وبوثاو.
س عثمان ر خجبز ر سوشاو.
وسمان ر خجبز ر بوثاو. ساري وسمان ر خجبز ر سوثاو. سوثاو. كيريل. Sit where we peshim dej in your room. Sit where we peshim dej wabthawra.
س Lampa.
Lampa bothau. Nta khunsh halamach. Wopso. Natai.
Argenti.
Wanoba zagwar halamat tlawa.
ست حلمات.
Tethija. Interesting.
زري.
Zagwar halamat tlawa noba.
زري. حلمات.
Sit tlawa wanoba.
Sorry, خبر
Natai, your internet connection's very, very slow. Maybe if you shut off the video, because the voice is
Yes, I
just like,
think so.
it's okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. What's on the flower?
Das ist alles so schlau.
Sh'ala so flower. Dua.
Sit.
Hey, blaga. Hey, blaga. We're learning this verb yethau. So here we say abe chajabs yethau. Abe chajabs yethau. And if I want to say I see something, sta sothau, wa bothau. And up here I say he, she, or it, abe yethau. And if I'm going to ask this in a question form, saslawara, wa thawara. So I'm going to ask you, Dua, what sit flower? Sit flower.
Sa hijabs yahaur.
Try it again.
Sa hijabs yahaur.
So thou.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sa. Can you repeat it again?
So thou.
So sa.
So this
I gotta
sound.
practice more on that letter.
Yeah, this sound here. Okay. Sh, 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 sh. My daughter has the same problem. She's doing what you're doing. She makes it a sh, sh. It's not sh. It's sh, sh, sh. Okay. So the way that we make this sound, if you're going to make an L sound, L, L, the way that we make an L sound, we put our tongue, if these are our teeth, we put our tongue against the back of our teeth, L, L, right? And we kind of vibrate our tongue. Now, if you make a th sound, th, we put our tongue down here. These are our teeth. We put our tongue down here, th, th. And what we're doing is we're forcing air over the top of our two teeth between our tongue. Okay. So to make the th sound, it's almost a combination of these two. We're going to lock our tongue into that L. I'm sorry, L, L. We're going to lock our tongue into that L position. But what we're going to do, if this is the tongue, we're going to force air over this top sides. We're not forcing it into the front. We're forcing air over the sides. Native speakers like your father, my mother, they will force air on both sides at the same time. I cannot do that because I am not a native speaker. I don't think it affects the sound. I force air on one side. So I make that sound. Okay, so that's the sound. So try it again. Say so thou.
Okay. So thou.
Yep, you got it. It feels very unnatural because you've gone your entire life until now without making this sound, right? So it's going to feel a little unnatural, but it'll get easier over time. But you just got it. So say now to me, the boy sees the girl.
Okay. You want me to say he or the boy sees the girl?
He. You can say he. Sorry.
Abe hijabs. Yeah. Yeah. Clow.
You got it. You got it. You're making it. You made it very well. You made it very well. You made it very well. Nilgun.
Sıt Jonty.
What's it flower? What's it flower? We pasham dej zagora halamat flower. What?
Sem sipeshim velespit si velespit soşav.
Ah, we thakora gaza.
And yes, I said the Russian word, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who knows? Hang on. Who knows what's thakora gaza?
Bicycle.
Well, I know you know. I was asking the other people. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Boiled.
Thakwa is feet. Thakora by way of feet. Thakora gaza. To run by way of feet in a circle. That's what it means. Thakora gaza.
Also, sipeshim si bibliotecam soşav.
Ah, we bibliotecary bothau.
Si tchilchem soşav.
We tilkamri bothau. Halamach. Halamach. Whoopso. Whoopso. Siba. What? Sitlaura. Ah, sabothau. We give her sitlaur. Khonos. Khonsta. Alamra khajabzra ma plaura.
Arid uri sella.
Sari sothau puri. Melik websala.
Lita sipsallash.
Websalash. Khatma psala. Natai psalash. Kriya psalash. Ah, Sina.
Jonty.
مش عالم واسمان مش عالم ست يتلاغرة
أبي خجبس يحاوة.
أبي خجبز يتلاغ وري خجبز بلاغرة سينا
نتس خجبس سوخاو.
ويانمري بلاغوا نوبا
سوخاو.
Siyanra. Actually, I'm putting it into, I'm sorry. I'm giving you guys past tense. You would say slawash. Siyanra slawash noba.
Siadamra sofash noba.
Konsta. Upso, Sina. Upso. Gözde.
Selam Canti dışı.
What? Oh, coming up so. Gözde platinum.
Hope so.
What's it flower?
Se nepe or jiri.
Egyptsto, sit flower.
Se ku se shawa. Car, I mean car.
Machina.
Okay.
Sothau. Machina. What machina bothau?
Yes.
Our some machina slower from sa slower from machina. Okay. Did somebody ask a question? Yes.
Yeah. Is go wrong? Go.
We would not, well, gua, we don't use gua as car, we use gua as cart. So if you say gua, the idea is you see a horse or an ox pulling a wooden cart.
My parents use this word for car.
I don't hear people use this for car. We can use it for shopping cart in a supermarket. Or if we say good,
she says good.
Yeah, it would be not commonly used or known.
Okay.
It would be not commonly used.
Maybe for the Cherkess people in Turkey use this.
There are some people who speak and they try to speak very, very without any loan words. And this is it's mixed because, like, for example, I have a teacher, right? And sometimes he doesn't even like to use the word bibliothèque, right? So what he says is right? So this is saving place of books. When you say, I mean, it makes sense, but when you say it in everyday speech quickly, people who have never heard that word before that way, they're not going to understand what you're saying. So I'm guessing that maybe there's a few people out there who think, oh, I'm not going to use a loan word because I don't want to do that. So they use gu instead. But I've been all over Turkey. I've visited Turkey 6 or 8 times. I've visited most of the casas. I've never heard anybody use that word. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I've never heard that. And I think most people that I speak to and most people in the homeland, they would look at you and think that you're from a village and you're talking about a horse or an ox or a cow or a donkey pulling a wooden cart.
Understand. Is someone else in this group who use good for car? No?
We use automobile instead here in Jordan.
Automobile. You don't use Ciara?
We do.
Yeah. Okay, so in this slide, what I'm doing here, guys, in a lot of the classes, people have questions or comments, or I come up with something that I want to talk about that's related to the main slide. So this is, let me drop this into the chat. Where's the chat? Give me a second here. Where did the chat go? Give me a second. There we go, chat. So this is the main deck. Like I said, it's cleaned up and simplified, but I also have notes, right? So we have a notes deck as well. This way we don't make the slides so complicated, okay? So I did this last night with my American and Canadian class. I didn't even realize it was, I was gonna say Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, until somebody pointed it out to me. So it just kind of worked out this way. But if we say that we see something, we say, sa sochao, right? I see sa chajeb sochao. I see a girl. Okay. How do we say I love something?
In the same way.
In the same way, we say sa for sochao.
For sochao.
So if I say I love chocolate, sa chocolat for sochao, right? So it's the same. Sa chocolat sochao. I see chocolate. Now, if I say I love chocolate, sa chocolat for sochao. Sa chocolat for sochao. I love chocolate. But if I'm going to say I love you, we have to put this in front of it. Say sawa for sochao. I love you. But if you're going to say I love, like my parents, siyadamra sa for sochao. Right? So sawa for sochao. So I say this to my wife, I say this to my children, sawa for sochao. And then I always call my children and my wife Sipsa. That's just me. So my little 4-year-old this morning, Baba, 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 sit Sipsa, sit Sipsa. What, my soul? What? Baba, sawa for sochao. So that's what she says to me. Okay. And then, of course, because I love to hear her say that, sometimes I see her, my little 4-year-old daughter, I say, Sabina, what for sipsaura? Do you love me? And she goes, how so was a She's just joking. She's just joking. The other day, my son, he goes, Baba, what ma put this? He opens his hands and is what ma put this? So he puts his hands like this at the end. What ma put this? So was a right? So that's what he's joking with.
So sorry, John T. the lineage of the prefixes are different, I think, in the negative and the positive affirmative sentence. I mean, in the affirmative sentence, I see you first, and then I. Wu, you, z, I, right?
Tell me in Circassian what you're reading, which sentence?
Seve voor wuzochao in
Yes.
this sentence.
Yes.
We don't say I love you in English way of saying. You I love, we say, right? Wuzochao.
This
is you, right? Wu
what is you? Yes. I, you, well, I see.
Wuzochao. In the verb wuzochao. In the verb wuzochao. Wu is you.
Yes.
Z is I. You
Yes.
I love, we say, right?
You I see.
Okay.
So what was a okay. Arashi Muhammad. Wiana for plougher.
Nuta se siane ses fu social.
Ah, Sasiana for social. Sari Siana for social. Sari Siana for social. Hiya. Wiada for plougher.
Quando
Quando?
for social.
Sarisiada for social. Sarisiada for social. Lalina. What Jack London for plougher?
Inte sa Jack London for social.
Sorry, Jack London for social. We're going to say something else too? Okay.
And in the book, like it kind of like sounded that I was talking about the author.
So tonight, we sabiham for plougher.
سيسبيهم هو الصحاب.
For boshao we sabiham. Study si sabiham for social. Waboshao, for boshao. Sari si sabiham for social. So for social si sabiham. Dala. Wa Madagascar for plougher.
Madagascar dek fu social.
Tok for social. Sit na khibba for plougher wa.
Se posh fu social.
Sasiqosh for social. Nta. Bimaza. We jedum for plougher.
Nute se jedum fu social.
Jadu for boshao. Nta. Nasaba.
Sit.
Wa dinam for plougher.
Ты что, Дин?
Din, religion.
Кодо сошло.
Arashi qajaa adigabzcha.
Okay. Nta seri dinner fu soшло.
Sari dinam for social.
Seri dinam fu soшло.
Khonsta. Alia.
Sit.
Was sit nach for plougher. Mexican handhops hamra jed.
Said Jed nach fu social.
What jed nach for boshao. Okay, halamach. Whoopso. Erdem. What Mercedes Maschinenham for plougher.
Der Mercedes Maschinen EU fu social.
EU for boshao. Janok. What Xbox for flower?
Sa Xbox sa u so thou.
What Xbox for bothou? What PlayStation for flower?
Sa PlayStation sa how to say not
For slauerkum.
u South
What PlayStation for bothou? Our how? What Xbox for bothou? Our PlayStation for flowerkum. For flowerkum. Halamach. Dua.
It.
We ship tuk for flower.
Inta sa ship fua was
So what did I ask you? Tell me in English what I asked you in Circassian.
You asked me if I see my sister a little bit.
I asked you if you love your little sister.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we shupzuk. So shupzuk is little sister. Shup is sister. And when we say shupzuk, little sister. We shupzuk for flower. Do you love your little sister?
Inta sa sertwa. I got it. Let me start all over. Inta sa sertwa ship fua
Very good. Very good. So you'd say, Enta sa me, I, si shup tsukum, my little sister, sa si shup tsukum, fua soshao. Yes, I love my little sister. Want to try it one more time?
Okay. Can you repeat it one more time? I'm having trouble with the pronouncing it. That's the thing.
Let's do it. Let's do it word by word together.
Okay.
And then you can try it once more by yourself, putting it all together. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Sa.
Sa.
And what does that mean?
That means I.
Si.
Si.
What's si?
Si is my.
Shup.
Shup, my sister. Okay. Suk, small. Little.
Fua.
I mean. Fua.
Soshao.
So.
Okay. So we won't, now that we know you know all the words, we're not going to do the translation, but we'll do it again, you and me, word by word. Sa. Si.
Si.
Shup.
Shup.
Zuk.
Zuk.
Ua. So. Clow. Sa. Si shup.
Si shup.
Shup. Zuk.
Fua. So clow.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Thank
Kirill.
Yes.
What should we
we
we ship for flower.
Shubham Fua Sushal.
We shupchum for bothau. For bothau, we shupchum. Nilgun. We wouldn't washham for flower.
نتا se si una qosham fu social.
For social. The sorry for social. Si wouldn't washham. Melich.
C'est gentil.
Wa yinjilibza for flower.
Nta sa yinjilibza for social.
Was it nach for flower? Yinjilibza hamra adigabza.
The adigabza nachabau social. For social.
Sorry adigabza nachaba for social. He loves Circassian more than English. That's what we're asking here. Natai. Natai Khonsta. Sina.
Gentil.
Wa jaduia.
How
Jadui akam. Hawia.
can you repeat it?
Hawia.
Nutu.
What did I ask you? Do you know?
Not so much.
Okay. So first I ask you if you have a cat. Wa jaduia. You said hawasiakam. And then I asked you if you have a dog. Hawia.
Hawa siakam.
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 Wa jaduiakam. Hawiakam. Awa jaducham fuapsaura. Do you love cats?
Si jadu fu suha
Jadu fuasosau.
fu suha.
Fuasosau. Sari jaducham fuasosau. Hacharap kudizo fuasaur kamsa. Awa jaducham fuasosau. I don't love dogs so much, but I love cats personally. Guzda.
Yes.
What sits for flower?
Ha for so flower.
Well, we have four bothau.
Ada Terez.
We have yitzarsit.
Yaman.
Yaman. Rashi, wa Yaman four bothau.
Terez.
All right. Everybody's good with this. I see and I love. We understand this concept. Okay. So how would we say I hate? What's the opposite of love is hate, right? So, or maybe the opposite of love is war. I don't know.
Fafkum. Says Fafkum, maybe.
So Fafkum, I don't like. So if we want to say, so if I say, what do you, so if I say I hate, okay.
Okay.
Slau chorkum. Slau chorkum. I hate. Slau chorkum. Okay. So let's try this all together. Slau.
Slow.
Slau. Chorkum. Slau chorkum. Okay. So here we have Garfield. Garfield hates Mondays. So sa blishhaker slau chorkum. I hate Mondays. All right. But if I want to ask you, what do you hate? Right? I'm going to say sit. So here it's the same verb. Okay. The verb here is khun. Khun. Khun means to exist or to happen. Okay. Khun means to happen. So here, what I say is, I hate when it happens that I see Mondays. Okay, so this is the way Circassians think. Okay, to say I love something, it means it is well when I see it. I see you well. I don't just see you. How do I see you? I see you well, right? It is pleasing to me when I see you. When I hate something, I see something and it's better if it doesn't exist. Okay. But when I ask it in the question form, I drop this and I reverse the im and I make it m. Mkhor. What do you hate? What do you hate? Okay. Now, this, is there any, Kirill is not, he's not somebody who has access to a Circassian community. Is anybody not familiar with this m in front of a verb when we ask a question or when we give a command? Right? Many of us, I think we've heard this before. Okay. Remember the verb from last week? Psasha, sasopsasha. Okay. Somebody tell me, I know one of you knows, but not Nilgun, because I know she knows. How would I say do not speak? Womipsasha. And how do I say I am not speaking? Okay, so we see this, okay, when I make that statement, I am not speaking. Right? We negate it by putting the qum at the end. But in this form, when I'm telling you no, do not speak, that qum goes away. We drop the q, we flip the im into m, and we put it in the front of the verb. Womipsasha. Sasapsasharqam. Womipsasha. Sipsasharqam. Womipsasha. Don't speak. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. Sa blishhakar slauchurkum. I hate Mondays. Sit mechur. It's question form. What is it? Okay, what you see not to be. So I hate it. I don't want to see it. Okay, so Muhammad, what's sit mechur?
I'm sorry for that, but lejapem slahur khurkum.
Salajapa slauchurkum. I hate work. I hate work. Okay. So, Lalina. What yajapum tlao mechura? Yajapum.
How was
What one lejara tlao churkum? Okay, so the way you say is sa, you replace this sa, wuna lejar, slao churkum. Oh, actually, this is sorry. Hang on. Whoops. Okay. Once. So, Dimaza. What's it tlao mechur?
Svir slahurkum.
What is it you don't that you hate?
Swear.
Swear words.
Yeah.
Psatha. Psatha is word. The way we would say bad words, or we'd say dirty words in Circassian. Psatha Slauchurkum.
Psalefei Slauchurkum.
Ah, psalefeichem, slauchurkum.
Psalefeikum, Slauchurkum.
Punch. Dala. I think right now you hate being awake. What's sit slauchurkum? Sit slauchmechur.
س كود خوابم سلاخوركم.
Ah, quad quabum slauchurkum. Okay, okay. Satanai. What is it? Sit slauchmechur.
Snakes.
Blechem.
Slachurkum.
Blechem. Blechem slauchurkum.
Slachurkum.
Okay, punchta. So is everybody comfortable with this construction? We're going to practice. Don't worry. We're going to go into breakout rooms. All right. And then what else did we have? Okay. What we're going to do is let's go into the breakout rooms. Let me stop the share. I'm going to pause the recording. Sorry. في حافة في breakout rooms here.
Very much.
Yeah.
It was very hard to think of what we hate.
Oh, it's because you guys are all such lovely people.
True.
Okay. So let's get back. We still got some time left in our class. Okay. So we'll be practicing this more and more, right? But this is where we were in the main deck. Okay, so open up your microphones, everyone. Open up the microphones. Okay. So we covered this verb 2 weeks ago, last week. And remember, we did the linking game. Do you guys remember that? Okay.
Yes.
So we're not going to do that again. Don't worry. We're not going to do it today, but we did the linking game. So we all feel comfortable with this, I think. He says something. Okay. But this verb, to say something, it's a little bit of a tricky verb. So now let's go to the notes section. Okay. And okay. So notice here, he says something. Okay. But remember the difference between sopsasha, I speak, and jzoa, I say. When we speak, we don't speak something. We just speak. We talk, right? We don't talk our names. We don't talk the news, right? We say our name. We say the news, okay? And when we say things, we don't say them to ourselves. I mean, if we're crazy people, maybe we say them to ourselves, but we say things to other people. We say things to our dog. We say things to our pet. We say things to our mother, to our father, to our friends. So when we say something to someone else, okay, right? I say something. I'm just copying this here. Okay, so this jre'a, this little it means he's saying something. And he is saying something to whom? To the girl, to the khajabs. So this little r, that's what means he's saying something. Okay, now, when we say, there's a lot of ways we can say, I can say to you, you can say to me, she can say to him, I can say to him. You know, there's three, right? There's me, you, he, she, it. So there's lots of things that we could say to each other. In the notes section, I have them all kind of laid out here. I'm not going to get into this right now. The most common forms would be I'm saying to you. Sawa bżzoa. Sawa sitsam. Sawa sitsar bżzoa. I'm saying to you my name. Okay. Sawa bżboa. You're saying to me. Wa zamaner. Wasa zamaner bżboa. You're telling me the time. Abjrea. I didn't put what is being said because it could be said to anyone, and I didn't want this box to get so big. Okay, but we see it up here. He's telling the girl. We didn't say what he's saying yet, but we know he's telling the girl. And then the question form also gets complicated. Sawa bżesara. Sawa sitsar bżesara. Am I telling you my name? Wasa bżepara. Wasa zamaner bżepara. Are you telling me the time? Abjara. Abjabzim. Is he telling the girl? We don't say what. Abjabzim zagwar jiara. Is he saying something to the girl? Okay. So it gets a little complicated, but we're going to play with this verb throughout this course. Was that Sina?
It's getting much more complex now.
Yeah. So
what's the difference between are and aber?
Okay, that came up in another class too. So in Circassian, we have transitive verbs and we have intransitive verbs. Okay. Transitive verbs, I know you know, Kirill, but for everybody else, intransitive verbs, they don't do their action on anything. So I speak, I talk, right? What do I talk? I just talk. I don't talk my name. I don't talk the news. So psasha. In Circassian, that is intransitive. But if I say or tell, which is what je'an is, I can say my name. Sa sitsar jzoa. Sa zaman jzoa. I'm saying the time. I'm saying my name. So in Circassian, je'an, which is this verb, the infinitive form of this verb, that is a transitive verb. Now, in Circassian, we have two ways to say he, she, or it. Ar and ab. Ar is like he, she, or it. Ab is like him, her, or it. Okay? It's like him or her. So when we see an intransitive verb, we always take ar. Ar mapsacha. We covered that last week. Ar mapsacha. Because he speaks, he talks, right? He talks. There's nothing to talk. He's just talking. But if we say ab jea, let's go back to the simpler form. Ab jea, he's saying, he can say something. Ab zagwar jea, he says something. Okay. So we see ab when it's a transitive verb, and we see ar when it's intransitive. Now, anytime you see the pronoun ar, you can replace the pronoun ar with a noun that ends in ar. Shaler mapsacha. Ar mapsacha. Right? Because to speak, to talk, that's not transitive. Anytime you see ab, you will replace the pronoun ab with a noun that ends in Shalem zagwarjea. Ab zagwarjea. This is a lot of information. You don't need to memorize it. Don't try to think about this while you're speaking. Just know that this exists. So when we go through these things, you know there's an explanation. Okay. Kirill, did I answer your question?
Can you show this another slide again with the girl and the boy? No, with which was before.
I had this one this one, and then I
Next
also
one.
had this one.
Yeah, this one. No, the previous one. This. Who says, here the girl speaks, right?
No,
Or is it the boy speaks?
the boy speaks.
Okay. So it's basically he, but with transitive verbs.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And if it is
It's
two
similar in
heels,
Russian. We say меня зовут.
well,
Меня. We use
no,
меня because
not yeah, it's very difficult
fair enough.
construction in Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I hope so.
Did my explanation confuse anybody? Okay. So we practiced this verb a lot last week. Okay. We're going to keep practicing this verb through this course. Don't worry about it. Like I said, this is not for you to memorize. It's not for you to memorize. It's just for you to know it exists so that when you see ar or ab, simple version, I gave the not complicated. I want you to understand everything. Ar mapsasha, there's nothing for him to talk. I cannot talk something. Ab jea, he can say something. So ar, there's no action that the verb does something to. Ab, there's action that the verb does something to. So let me ask you guys a question. Sasokwa, I go, I walk. Is that transitive or intransitive?
Intransitive.
It's intransitive. Because I cannot walk something. I cannot walk something to something, right? I walk, that's it. I see. Sasosao.
Transitive.
Transitive.
I can see something.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we know this. Right? We covered this. I'm not going to get into this in the last 10 minutes of the class. But what we are going to do, we're going to recap. So I've taken feedback from everybody so far, and this is why we have this structure now. So we have the simple story, right? But some of you guys like the in-depth verb stuff. So we have the notes section where we have the in-depth verb stuff. And then at the end of each little chapter that we cover, I'm going to give you guys a narration, reading practice for the story that we covered. So that's what we're going to do here real quick. Okay. So we know mirsalas, right? The translations here, I'm not going to give you the English because the English is here. Mirsalas. Aby zagwar yethau. Aby yethau khajabs. So here we say the person he sees is a girl. We don't say person here, right? We just wouldn't use that construction in Circassian. Aby yethau. This yethau, what this shows is it's understood, just that little it's not question form. Yethawr would be question form. Yethawr, the person or thing that he sees. Okay, so what we're saying here, if we did not have this, Abi Yethawr, the thing he sees, the person he sees, the object he sees, the animal he sees. We don't know what it is he sees. We just know it's something that he sees. So what is it? Abi Yethawr. Khajabs. We're saying, okay. Abi yethawr khajabs. Abi khajabzim zagwar jire'a. Abi khajabzim zagwar jire'a. Okay. He says something to the girl. Okay. So I'm going to stop the share. And what I want right now, I want everybody to go on mute. Mute your microphone. Okay. And what I want you all to do is take 2 minutes and speak out loud. It may feel a little strange. Speak out loud, telling me everything you know about the story so far. Right. And I'll give you an example. All right. Mirsalas شعالم يتر وسمانش شعالم زغور يثاوغ ست يثاوغر خجبس شعالم خجبس رفقو بثاوغ. And then I could say something about me, you know, sa si sabicher saf'o sothao. All right. Just try to put together 3 to 5 statements. Do not look at notes. Do not look at anything that's been written down. The goal here is not to read your notes. The goal here is just to think and construct sentences, grammatically proper sentences in Circassian. Okay, so take 2 minutes. And I want to see your lips moving. I want to see you guys saying stuff. All right. So you guys can open up your microphones now. Okay, so real quick, Nilgun, tell me something about the story. Just give me 1 sentence.
I would like to say everything, if I may.
We only have 5 minutes and I want to give everyone a chance. So just give me
Okay, sorry. Salam Yeshawar Hujabs.
Okay. Sina, tell me something else about the story.
شعالم أديجبس جاتممو مبساشة.
Aha, Alam, die Gabzo Tamamu Mapsatha, Aliyah.
شعالم أدغبزة زغورجيا.
Alam, die Gabzo Zagorjea, Dua.
I'm trying to see what else there is to say. Shalim Sirwar. Let me try again. Shalim Sirwar Hijabs. He sees the girl. That's what I'm trying to say.
Shaler Khajabzim Yathaw.
Shalim Hijabsir. Yichal. Okay.
Alim Khajabzim Yathaw.
Yichal. Yichal.
Okay.
Okay.
Aliyah.
أنت
Zagwar Khaja'a.
سبقجاء شعالم يتسر أسمانش.
Alim Yitzar Wasmanch. Melich.
شعالر عديهش.
Shaler Digas. Dal'a.
جالر جي خجبز زوبساتة
Shalimra Khajabzimra Zobsa. Shalimra Khajabzimra Zobsatha. Nisiba.
ست
Khajaa Zagwar Makhabarim Tihuawa.
توسي أقص أنو
Khunch.
زر عليهم يتغو أدرج جددهم قاغة أما
Khunch.
ترقص أنر تعلم خجبسم زبور جيئة
Khunch. Zafachash. Kirill.
Salam Khajabzam Sawa Fawa Uzok Jed.
Shalim Khajabzimra. Shalim Khajabzim Jre'a Sawaf Uzotauch. Khunch. Bimaza.
Jaller gegebzem Fosha Sosh Men
Shalim Khajabzim Fu Yatauch.
Fu Yashao.
Lalina.
Turi adgabzыча zopsasha.
Turi Adigabzacha Zopsatha. Okay. Satanai.
You finished everything. عالم تجبز عالم I forgot. I wanted to say عالم حجاب زم فقوة سخاف, and you said it twice.
It's okay. For yourself. Alim khajabzim for yourself. Okay. Muhammad. Wait, did Muhammad go?
Shalemre hijab zemre ar mabsala.
Mabsala. Shalemra khajabzimra zobsala. Mabsala. Okay. Erdem.
Shalemre hijabzimra turi ha kotufu flower.
Flower. Okay. Haya.
Salem Zagurjea.
Salem Zagurjea. Khunsh. All right. Class is over. We have 1 or 2 more minutes. Questions, comments about the class, vocabulary, grammar, anything?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just a bit slow today, but just wanted to make sure. So these two things are not replaceable, a b and r. So if I say a b when r is meant to be, I make a mistake, right?
Correct.
It's unfortunate.
It is. It takes a lot of practice to learn these verbs and to get very natural around, which pronoun is used. I still make mistakes. In fact, sometimes if I'm not sure, you're going to laugh. I ask my 7-year-old son. He's a native speaker. He's a native speaker. He doesn't think about the rules. He doesn't know these rules exist. Sina, do you have a question?
Yes, so if we want to say thank you, we say whoopso, but do we also say whoopso to older ones?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
You can say whoopso to anybody. It doesn't matter the age. And
I've never understand the function of the r in the verb jirea, but I know now, and I think it was very affirmative and active lesson. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Erdem, Janok, you guys have questions?
Yes, I see a wrong thing in your slideshow. There are stay ab, but you write under there not ab. If you want, you can correct this.
Which is it, the main deck or the notes deck?
I think it was the first or a second slide from this course.
I do not see it.
Okay, can you show me that?
Yeah.
With the number of slides at the left of the slides. There are the numbers.
So.
No. There is a.
Oh, the transliteration.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think it was last time. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't.
We paste case again.
Paste, yeah, copy and paste.
And Zagur is something and somebody?
Yes, it can be something or it can be somebody. Do I make that mistake here?
I will ask same question. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Any other questions, feedback, comments?
Maybe I have one more quick question.
Mm-hmm.
In the word wuzoshar, so wo is you, but the zo, is it the same as in the zopsasha? Something like the word something?
Yes, because the idea is that there's a connection between these two people, between you and me, wuzoshar.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Last chance, going one. I have a question. Who has a question? I heard a question. No question. All right.
So
Whoops. So going once for questions, going twice, 3 times. Okay. Class is closed. Thank you guys, everybody. I'll see you in 2 days. Inshallah.
Whoop, so.
Is that a shovel?